Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, it's great to have you along. Right, see you after the intro, make a cup of tea, and we'll head out to the garage. See you after the intro. So guys, what's happening today? Well, there's not been much riding due to circumstances within the family. Obviously, Kay's got a new job and it's restricting riding, but needs must and stuff like that. So I thought, what can I do? So I thought I'll do a video on garage security and how I do my garage security, and it might give some ideas for yourselves. Obviously, if you've got better ideas, put them in the comments down below. But yeah, obviously you can use some of these techniques if you don't have a garage, and if you do have a garage, might be some things to invest in. So let's get the bike out of the garage and we'll crack on. Right guys, so that's the bike out of the garage, so we can start the video properly. Right, firstly I'd just like to apologise for the state of the garage. Obviously this is a fully functional garage, obviously for a family. Everything gets stored in here, including the bike. It's not my man cave, although I want it to be, but shh. So yeah, we'll go through the kit and equipment that I actually use. And to start off with, obviously we'll go around the bike, and obviously we'll do the one that is probably the most least effective thing in the world. So spin you around, which is obviously the steering lock. You know, that's the steering lock on. Now personally I don't like this feature. I think manufacturers need to come up with a better idea, because it takes seconds for that to break off, which is not good. I think they need to come up with a better design or something that is more effective. Obviously if you don't have a garage and you are storing the bike outside and you've got your steering lock on, it's not going to take 2 seconds for them to break that off and get off and be away with the bike. Obviously also on that one, be aware that a lot of insurance companies won't pay out unless your steering lock is on. So if you forget to put it on and someone has your bike off and they recover the bike and they find out that the steering lock's not been broken and it wasn't applied, the insurance companies might not pay out and your insurance policy might be void. Also on that one, whilst I'm talking about insurance, is make sure you read the small print, because a lot of insurance companies might write in there that you need to have at least 3 forms of security on your bike at all times, one including the steering lock, so then another following 2 additional bits of security. So right, let's get into the first bit. Let's get into the next bit of what we like to use. So again, this is just my opinion and this is what I use. So the first thing that I like to use, but unfortunately don't have it at the moment, as I made a mistake of washing the key and I had to get rid of it, and that is a garage alarm. So I used to have the garage alarm on. It was really good. You had something like 5 seconds to get in and turn it off. It would beep to make the initial to say it detected you. Now these are cheap, they're about 20 quid to buy. I just haven't got around to buying another one, but I will be investing in another one because they are just that extra little bit. They make a very high pitched sound that will wake you up in the middle of the night, and they draw a lot of attention. So that is the first one. Obviously me being me, I put the keys in my pocket, I wash my jeans. Key didn't work anymore, they didn't send a spare key. So unfortunately I had to get rid of that, but I will be getting a new one. Then, right, I'm going to flip you around and we'll talk about what we use here. Right then. So to start off with, so this is the Oxford HS10 anchor, ground anchor. So as you can see, it is ground mounted, it is bolted into the floor with a little ball bearing on, so you can't get the Allen key back in to get that out. These are cheap. These are going from £20 to £25, I think, off Amazon. You might be able to get them in a bit of a deal. But these obviously can be mounted onto the floor, they can be mounted onto the wall, you can mount it anywhere. So again, good bit of kit, especially if your bike is not inside a garage, you'll be able to put it outside, attach it to the wall, attach it to the floor. So they're a great bit of kit. So you'll be able to, if you don't have a garage, you'll be able to attach it to the floor, attach it to the wall, and still be able to put a chain through it, through your bike. And your bike is then even more secure if it is not inside a garage. So next, my main chain that I use. So the main chain that I use, I don't know if this is the right way around, is I use the Mammoth Security 1.8 metre 10mm chain link. It's quite a good chain. Again, it's not the best on the market, but I'll go into more of that later in the video. It's not the best chain to have, but it's lightweight, easy accessible. You can fold it up so it still packs down quite small. I don't go anywhere without that, even in the garage. Now they're ranging, depending on where you get them from, they're ranging from £50 to £60. Obviously, comes with the padlock as well, with the keys, and that is my main purpose chain that I use. 10mm links. Yes, it's not going to take long to cut through, but we'll go into that more later and why I do this. Right, let's go on to my secondary chain then, and that is a Gear Gremlin chain. Now this is only a secondary chain. This is a 9.5mm chain link. I think it's 1.2 meters long. Again, comes with a padlock. These are ranging anything from 40 to 50 quid. Again, depending on where you buy them from. It's a little bit of a lighter chain, but again, it's just a secondary chain to have. And then finally, disc locks. I love disc locks. Doesn't matter what type of disc lock it is, I love these. Now, so out of every bit of kit I own, disc locks are a must for me. So when I was younger, when I was 16, I was on a moped. Where I used to live, I had 2 garage break-ins. I didn't have chains on my bike, all I had was steering lock and disc lock. And it was only down to the disc locks that stopped them from getting away with the bikes. Now, obviously, that was over 10 years ago. Today's day and age, thieves run around with angle grinders and stuff like that, and it'll take them a couple of minutes to get a disc lock off. If they're doing it properly, if they're just going to cut straight through the disc, it's going to ruin the bike anyway. But if they're going to try and take the disc off, if they're going to try and take the disc lock off, it's going to take them a couple of minutes maximum. Could be less, could be more. So I always have 2 on the bike now. I have one on the front and one on the rear. Now obviously they're not the most expensive. They cost me about 20 quid each. So why do I put 2 chains and 2 disc locks on? So I do that because everything is time. The less you've got on, the faster they're going to get away. The more you've got on, it's going to take them a lot longer. If it's going to take them 5-6 minutes to get through all of that and get the bike away, that's 5-6 minutes of me hearing them, because I'm going to hear the angle grinder, I'm going to hear them breaking into my garage. That gives me 5-6 minutes to do something about it, whether that's phone the police or come out and confront them. I don't recommend that, but each to their own. So that's what I have inside the garage so far. Obviously everything there is individually is all under £100 to buy. Everything that is individually. Overwards, I'm probably looking at about 200 quid. Now yes, there is chains out there that are priced at £200 and that might take the same amount of time, but at the same time as that, like I said at the start of the video, this is a working garage. I say working, it's a store. I store my stuff in here. I've got paving slabs, sand, cement. It's been in here for about a year. I was meant to do some slabbing but just not got around to it. So when the bike is in here as well, it's hard to climb over and hard to get to things, which works to your advantage. If they've got confined spaces to work in, it's making their life a lot harder, especially if they don't know what they're looking for as well. If they don't know there's 2 disc locks on the bike and they think there's just one, it's making their life a lot harder. Yes, it might be a bit of a pain in the arse to get the bike out when you want to go for a ride, etc, etc, but you know you're adding more pressure onto them. Then we come to the final, well I say the final, one of the final bits. Now I highly recommend this bit of equipment. It is British made. They will come and supply and fit it for you at an extra cost, but for them to know what they're doing and to fit it correctly, I was happy to pay the extra cost. And that is, oh actually, if I stand outside the garage, hello baby, if I stand outside the garage and look at it, you wouldn't know there's anything there. It is concealed until you get closer to the garage. And there is a post there, and then there is a bar here, which is the guardsman. Okay, so I'm just going to operate it and show you how it works. I've got the lovely assistant filming. It comes down on a swing arm, and then it's got a hydraulic bar that comes across, and a bullet lock that locks it into place. It's got protective equipment that is going to stop an angle grinder from coming in to cut the lock out. You're not going to get a bike underneath there, and you're not going to get a bike over the top. Not without a lot of help, or a car or something like that, wrapping a chain around it and dragging it out. The bolts are, thank you, it is bolted and cemented into the floor. Both sides. You're not going to get away with that. Now that is don't get me wrong, it is a lot of money. Now obviously the operation of it coming back out, very simple. Twist it out, pull it across, flick it up, and it automatically just raises. So, the guardsman, image for security. Amazing quality. Great bit of kit. Expensive, yes. I think the starting price is about £600, £599, and then for an extra £100, I believe, don't quote me on it, I think it is an extra £100, the lads will come and fit this in your garage. They also do a wider range, so they do shed barriers, garage barriers, double barriers. There's a lot of accessories you can get with it. So as you can see here, you can have a D-ring attached onto it and put a chain onto it, so it is then anchored to the barrier itself. Now there's no paid promotion here. I've brought this out of my own money. I'm reviewing it. Well, I'm not even reviewing it, I'm just explaining that I've owned one and I use it. I wouldn't say it was a good bit of kit if it's not. Like the kit I've got down there, the chains, they are cheap. They're cheap, they're cheerful, but they will serve the job. Everything is time consuming. That is, the guardsman is my biggest protector. Because even if they do get through all of that then, well, they've got to get through that before they even get to any of the protection on the bike as it is. Would I recommend this product to anybody? 100% I would. if you can afford to buy one, I would highly recommend it. Obviously, I go above and beyond again then. I also park my car right up to my garage door as well, just as that final added bit of touch. Because obviously, I'm making it as difficult as I can for someone to try and steal my bike. We should never have to do that. I should be able to leave my bike on the drive, there like that, just with a steering lock on it, in that position, and I should be able to leave it there, coming back into the garage so the sun's not in eyes. I should be able to leave it there and no one touch it. But that's not the world we live in, is it? If I could give any advice, I would just say the more equipment you can use and protection you can use on your bike or your garage, the better. So, right, let's get the bike back in. So guys, straight away, as you can see, steering lock on the bike. Take those keys out. Disc lock. Disc lock. Next disc lock. On the bike. Straight away there, that's already 3 bits of security onto my bike. Okay? And then finally, so like I've said, turn around that way, and then obviously I'll also park the car in front of the garage. Should I have to use that much security on a bike? No, I shouldn't. No one should. But it's the world that we live in. Right guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, share it as much as you possibly can. I hope to see you out there. Shall see you later guys. It's obviously it's not a man cave of mine, it is. Hello? They'll take them off. I work with animals.